Okay, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how Spectate can use the autoresponder feature to intelligently respond to your incoming messages using keywords, detecting keywords, and then logically sending appropriate responses. So I do want to make the distinction when most softwares use the term autoresponder, they're referring to like a canned sequence of messages that drip out over a course of time. You know, maybe it's an email autoresponder like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or Aweber or something, where you get message number 1 on day 2 and then message number 2 on the next day, et cetera, et cetera. We've got a feature like that too. We call it campaigns, and they're found over here, and they actually operate over multiple channels. You can send emails, SMS messages, voicemails, you name it. But in Spectate, when we refer to an autoresponder, we're talking about replying to incoming SMS text messages, listening for certain keywords that our users are sending us, and then appropriately responding with the proper response. So it's a really fun feature. And the way you get to it is you use this button right here to get to our autoresponder page. You can see that this account has none yet, so we're going to create one right now. And you can give it any name you like. I'm just going to call it the Training Demo SMS Autoresponder. And you could give it an appropriate description. I'm just going to paste that in there again. Okay, and now the next thing you're going to do is add some keywords that the system is going to be listening for. So if I press this Add Keyword button right here and start typing in any of the words we want to listen for. So for instance, a common one you'll see on SMS are things like, who is this? Or who dis? Or who am I speaking with or to? You know, just by leaving it speaking, then it's like a wild card. It could be with, who am I speaking to? And one more variation maybe is who are you? Who are you? So you get the idea. You know, you can put in as many as you like, but you know, any of these phrases would trigger the following response. And my response is going to be, this is Dave Newell. How are you today? And I will put F name, which is sort of a merge field. It's also called keywords, but in this sense, it's referring to one of these fields down below, so that if a recognized contact who is in your database is corresponding and triggers this autoresponder, it will substitute in that contact's name. Now there are some other functions down below here. If you want somebody who is receiving this, who is this auto response, you could potentially move them to a different list using this button, and then you can click on one of your other various lists. You could alternatively copy the person, so that would allow this contact to remain on any current lists that they're already on, but additionally it would copy that contact into one of these other lists if you'd like them to exist on multiple. And some other fun things, dropping ringless voicemails, adding them to a campaign. So we can discuss some of these others in future videos, but I'm just going to leave that unutilized at the moment. You can also make this an MMS, a multimedia message, just by uploading a photo, so that your response would come with an image that you upload. But assuming that's all we want to do is respond back with a simple sentence, I'll save that. And there's our first keyword list. So let's add another one right now. For instance, if somebody asks something about they want to sell their home or list, or they want to know their home's value. Let's see. They want to know, how much their home is worth. Yeah, that should be a good one there. And then you can reply with something to the effect of, I'd be happy to assist you in selling your home. And I'll leave it there just for our demo. But now you've got two different keyword lists, which will trigger this corresponding message. And I'll put in, just for kicks, a few more. Just keyword 1, and here is response number 1. And how about one for 2? Or number 2. Oh, better not use number 2. Let's just put response number 2. Okay. All right. So now we've got a whole bunch of keywords with different responses that go with it. Now, if I scroll a little further down, you'll see these other two fields here. Default message. This is what we use when they send a message that we don't recognize any keywords from, and it can buy you a little bit of time, so that you can log into the system and sort of take the wheel and manually take over in the conversation. So if they send a message that we don't recognize, maybe you've experienced it before. Sorry, I don't recognize your response. So maybe I'll put that. Sorry, I don't recognize your response. I'll contact a human agent to reply to you ASAP. And there is our default message. Sorry, I don't recognize your response. I'll contact a human agent to reply to you as soon as possible. We've also got something here called the no response keyword. And these are a list of keywords that we'll put in here. And this is to be used when you don't want the system to reply at all in any way. So I like to use this for naughty words. So let's say a user types in this very naughty word, that bad word that I just typed, and I hit save. You don't want to escalate things further if this potentially aggravated user who sends you this word in an incoming text message, you don't want the system replying to that and potentially, aggravating them further. That's one that we want to take over ourselves and handle that one manually. So there's a bunch of different keywords. Now let's go and configure this, attach this autoresponder to one of our phone lines, because right now at present it's not set up, it's not configured to any of our phone lines. So the way we do that, in the left-hand navigation bar, we're going to go up here to number configuration and choose one of our telephone lines. I'm going to use the training demo one here and use the response configuration button. Right now we are not set up to respond to SMS in any way, so I will turn that on, and I will choose the option here for an auto response. Now I'm going to select from my different autoresponders, and of course I have only one, the one that we just created a moment ago, so I will select it here. You could, if you want, access the autoresponder itself if you wanted to do any editing to it here, but I think ours is good for the moment. So I've selected it there, and now we are all set. So now this phone line, the training demo line, when it receives an incoming text message, it will route it to our autoresponder and apply the logic from this autoresponder. So let's test it out. Let's go over to one of our lists, the training demo list, and I will click into one of our contacts, Susie Homebuyer, and you can see here in the inbox the full correspondence history we've had with Susie. And now over on my other computer, where I am logged in as Susie, I am going to send the message, who is this? So I'll hit send over there, and if I wait just a few moments, I can refresh our page here, click on Susie again, and you can see Susie's message, who is this? And you can see that the system has automatically replied on her behalf, "This is Dave Newell. How are you today, Susie?" And it substituted her name in there for the merge field, the keyword that I had. Now let's pretend over here on Susie's screen that she's going to say, "I would like to sell my house." That phrase contains the word "sell" in it. So let's see what happens when we refresh our little correspondence with Susie. There it is. "I would like to sell my house." And because the system sees the word "sell," we've replied back, "I'd be happy to assist you in selling your home." So that's how our auto response words work. Now let's pretend that Susie uses more than one keyword in the same message. So if she were to say something like, "Who is this? I would like to sell," I guess that would be an awkward one. Let's say that she types in the message 1 and then 2. And she uses both of those keywords in the very same message to us. So she sends that off, and now I refresh the correspondence with Susie. Scroll down. Here's her message, 1, 2. So our software, Spectate, is going to give her both of our responses in order. So first we're going to give response number 1, and then we're going to give response number 2. That's how we handle a situation where they send you both keywords. Let's pretend that Susie's in a bad mood and she sends us a bad, naughty word. And I will send that from her account and then refresh. Whoops. All right, there it is. There's the bad words Susie sent us with her dirty mouth. You'll notice that there is no response from us. So this is a situation where we don't want the system to reply back, potentially worsening matters. This is one that you want a live human to jump on. Likewise, if Susie typed in the message, "Who is this?" and then she put that same naughty word again, she used both a valid keyword as well as our ignore keyword. "Who is this?" which this first phrase, this is valid, but this second phrase is not. And just like it did before, we ignore this. So that's the logic when they're using both of those. There is another great feature that I'll show you now with our autoresponder. So if I pop back into our training demo autoresponder and I edit one of these guys here, or if I add a new keyword, you'll notice if I scroll down on the bottom, something here called auto response limit enable disable. So a limit is basically it's keeping track of how many times this user sends you the same message if you only want to give them a single response. And a classic example for this is something like couponing. So if someone sends you the keyword phrase coupon, maybe you're going to reply back with your coupon code is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But let's pretend you don't want somebody sending you this message over and over again every single week getting coupons from you. You just want to send them, limit to 1 coupon per customer or something like that. That's when you'd use our limiter feature. And I'll turn that on and enter the number that it can be limited to. So let's say they just get 1. And if they try to message you beyond this limit number, they're going to get this fallback message, which I'll put, "Sorry, you've already received 1 coupon." I don't need to redundantly say already twice. There we go. So I've added a new keyword which has a limit of 1 and a fallback message. Now I'll pop right back into our conversation here with Susie and scroll down, and over here on Susie's computer she's going to type in the word coupon and she'll send that to us. And now when I refresh our correspondence, you can see that Susie sent us coupon, to which I replied, "Your coupon," or not me, rather, Spectate replied, "Your coupon code is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But perhaps Susie is feeling a little greedy, or maybe a week later feeling a little forgetful. She forgot that she has already asked for one coupon, and let's say she sends us a message looking for a second one. And if I refresh our conversation, here's the first coupon that she asked for a moment ago, and our reply. Here's a second request for a coupon from Susie. This time, however, we're telling her, sorry, you've already received one coupon. So that's how our auto response feature with a limiter can work. And that's it. That's basically how the auto response feature works. And I hope you come up with some great creative ways to apply it. And stay tuned for the next video.